after I arrived in London for the season. After that, the Earl and I met at other gatherings, at assemblies and art galleries, at Vauxhall Gardens and Venetian breakfasts, every day, sometimes more than once, and he would smile at me, and I'd fall in love with him all over again. And then suddenly the Earl disappeared. He was seen heading north in his curricle and four, travelling fast. I hardly knew what to think. He left no message for me. Where had he gone? Would he come back? Had he left me forever? I was beside myself with anxiety. Then, after what felt like the longest fortnight of my life, Hugo, my dear older brother Hugo, arrived. The Earl had travelled to Whitehaven and formally requested from Hugo, he was my guardian, you know, my hand in marriage. "Is this what you want, Gwenny?" Hugo asked me. Oh, yes, I answered firmly, rapturously. The Earl, I'd come to learn after our first meeting, had been for well over 10 years one of the Ton's most eligible gentlemen, but hadn't found anyone he liked well enough to even consider marrying. And now he wanted me, as much as I wanted him. I didn't know whether to dance around the room like a zany or collapse in a chair to try and take it all in. "You're sure?" Hugo said. "Yes, I am." "It's all happened rather quickly," he observed. "Yes," I said, "but Hugo, sometimes one just knows." And of course Hugo had to agree with me, having been so fortunate in his own marriage, to have found his own true love. Gwendolyn would nod wisely, and then go on. And so, in April of 1818, the Earl and I were officially betrothed. He gave me a ring, too. It had been in his family for generations. It was a gift from Queen Elizabeth to a previous Lady Westenbury, who served as her mistress of the robes. Oh, it was so beautiful. It was made of gold, with a large milky white pearl in the centre. Around the pearl were tiny, perfect rubies which made it seem to absolutely glow. When I was alone, I'd hold up my hand and stare at the ring, a symbol of my future happiness. No, my present happiness. I was engaged, I would tell myself over and over, and to the most wonderful man in the world. Engaged to the Earl. Gwendolyn would look down at her left hand and smile yet again. Chapter 1. Whitehaven, England, Autumn 1811. "Christopher, may I talk with you, please?" Gwendolyn Penhallow said, and Christopher Beck, irritated at the interruption, brought his axe down with a thunk into a fat yew-log and split it in two. They stood in the long yard to the back of his house, where he'd come to chop wood, over father's objections, who said it was a servant's job, not that of a gentleman, and all he wanted was to be left alone after yet another of father's long-winded lectures. So what if he'd been sent down from university for vulgar and pernicious conduct, according to the Chancellor, which was a high-minded way of describing the fights with his fellow students, those, that is, who objected to attending classes with a person of what they considered inferior birth, and who made their views known publicly and repeatedly. As far as he was concerned, they deserved the black eyes and bloody noses, the damned haughty bastards, who, incidentally, had not been sent down. He rolled another log into place with his boot and lifted his axe high. "Christopher, please," said Gwendolyn, and with a scowl he lowered the axe and looked down at her. Gwendolyn lived next door and was his younger sister Diana's friend. She was just a girl, as uninteresting and annoying as Diana. He supposed they'd hardly spoken 20 words between them over the years, which was fine by him. "Well," he said curtly. "You see, I've had an idea." "Bully for you." "Will you listen to me?" she demanded. "Apparently I must." He leaned on the axe handle and